Hi fellas, I had the privilege a couple of months ago of speaking to Fransen. Fransen was the prime mover of Britain First, the Christian-based, slightly right-wing organisation which opposes this mass mosque building, the rape gangs, Islamisation and what have you. And for all that, I hold my hand up to them, I really do. Fransen told me the truth that Paul Golding, when she met him, had nothing. He was basically a Dolite. He had no job or anything. But he had a passion. He had a passion to expose, after 9/11, to expose what was going on in the West. I've got Jada Fransen's, unless it's on my other SIM card, I've got Jada Fransen's telephone number on my phone. I spoke to her at length for about an hour or probably longer. And she said I can ring her anytime. She's a lovely woman. She was retweeted by President Trump. She's a very well-educated middle-class woman who, unfortunately, because she tried to expose the barbarity, the horrific halal slaughter methods, which is basically slice animals' throats and leave it to bleed to death, screaming and crying. That's what they do. All this kebab house meat, they'll lie to you and say it's non-halal. They're not allowed to touch anything but halal meat. So they're lying to all of you. Don't like coming on videos these days because I've got a couple of medical problems. I'm under treatment for that. But I'd cause to speak to Jada because Paul Golding, pleb that he is, Mr. Botox, Mr. Lease, Silver Land Rover, was actually ringing and messaging my ex-partner. Yep, the mother of my 3 kids. She's half my age. This is part of the problem. And I do look very old now for my age, to be honest. A lot different than when I met her. But the fact is, she got all excited when she heard about these hotel orgies that Andrew and Paul Golding hold. It's all free. Hotel rooms, booze, cocaine from Andy and his son Declan, who's a drugs dealer. If Manchester Police ever want to raid Andy or Paul's car when he's out on these days of action, I'm sure you'll find a bag or two hidden away, because this is largely what he uses to get the girls into bed, to get these stupid attention-seeking, probably vulnerable, and in my case, even bored partners. Yeah, but I know Jada France was very, very kind, as you'd expect. She did confirm that's what Andrew Edge told me in my Vauxhall, that they'd supported her in jail and they'd sent her money and made sure she was okay. When you reach to my age, you've met so many bullshitters and so many liars. Straight away, the alarm bells went off in my head. He's talking bullshit. He's lying to my face. This guy, because I haven't been violent with my partner in the past, and I haven't stopped her from, well, I kind of stopped her, but I found it difficult to stop her having other men messaging her, and she's been flirting and probably sending more perverted messages, like, of course, a few months ago, sending really disgusting messages to, attractive married men who wouldn't spit on her, to be honest. But 2 lovely sons. He showed me a picture. Craig, his name was. I could have got evidence of this, but I said I wouldn't at the time, so I don't know that. But we all know it went on. Everyone in Britain First knew about it. This is how she carries on, you see. She's never had a job. She's just a few yards away from me now, half asleep probably. She's never had a job. She met me when she was homeless and I had like 40 grand in the bank or something, a nice Subaru. So I was stuck on my own with a young girl to look after. She's got family murder, believe it or not. I was a single dad for 9 years. So obviously, we got together okay, and she got on reasonably well with my daughter, who isn't a lot older than her, really. But, yeah, it's these disrespectful wankers like Paul Golding. I mean, my ex was actually answering his messages like 2 yards away from me. And when I said to her, let me see the phone, you can see mine, I've got no secrets, she went, clutched the phone. And I very nearly laid her out right then. A little part of me wishes I had. But she understands that if she ever does anything like this again, disrespects me, even if we're apart, I don't care. I don't care if she's stole everything in the house, I'll still sort her out one way or the other. I kind of partially ruined this grooming episode because I called the social services on her because she dumped my kids with a criminal who'd use knives to rob people, a relation. And he uses drugs, probably had drugs on him in my house with young kids, but that's okay, because Lisa says it's okay, so it must be okay. But as you can imagine, after issuing threats to try and shut me up about it, about Britain First grooming activities, and yeah, they just copied most people, basically. They use the same thing: free booze, compliments, attention off Paul Golding, nice sweet talk off Andrew Edge in my kid's bedroom while I was busy out doing something, probably running about for them, and she was telling him all our details or problems in our relationship, which until he got involved, we had 3 lovely kids, got a nice little car, we never go hungry. We've always got a little. We could do with more money, but who couldn't? But we've always managed okay until these wankers at Britain First got involved. But I would encourage you to give Tommy Robinson and Jada Fransen all the support you can. Tommy's the only one really who's tried to expose this barbaric book, which my father, wherever he is, which my father here told me about when I was 12, 14. He told me about how he conquered the whole Middle East, used to rush into villages, ISIS style, on horseback, catch them off the guard, slaughter the men, sell all the kids, rob all the gold. And this is how it went all across the Middle East until the Middle East was entirely Islamic. But do support Jada Fransen because she suffered badly. She's trying to highlight this abortion genocide, this horrific abortion business where, because if you don't know anything about physiology, the woman's cervix is like a little slit like that. So they've got to basically tear the arms and the legs and crush the head of the little baby on second trimester abortions. On first trimester, just suck it all out, tear it to pieces down a long tube. And that's what they've done to vast numbers, even in the UK. It's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of babies. And I think last statistics in America, 660,000 fetuses, which just means tiny baby in Latin. 660 odd thousand tiny babies were ripped to shreds, often just for profit, by Planned Parenthood, NHS, Mary Stopes, British Pregnancy Advisory Service, Brook Clinics, they're all at it. They're all driving around in posh cars, sucking out the babies of poor people and black people. And they're quite happy to let it carry on and accelerate. Okay, see you guys. Bye-bye.